Hello, welcome back to my journey of learning C Sharp for Unity and taking a Udemy class. So, as you guys remember from last week, also, my name is Sullivan Abeg. Just to reintroduce myself, in case you haven't seen the first video, my name is Sullivan Abeg. I am in Gullett Community Schools, and I'm doing research and development, a class where we research and development what we want to do. So now, on to last week. Last week, if you remember, we ended up doing a snowboard. I was in the middle. I just began working on a snowboarding game, and so at the time, what I had shown you guys is how hierarchy works and how you could put the border, how you could put the, if you put like a Josh, for example, like here in this video, and then you put you put certain objects below it, they will move together, and that's how you can like combine sprites. And so now that's essentially where I left off last week. And now I had like my camera following virtually, so it would have a camera following it while it was moving. And so now I will show you guys what I've been working on this week. So starting out, you'll see that I have actually I made a Git Kraken. I made like a reservoir for all my stuff so that I don't lose it, right? So here are all like the commits I made so that like, oh yeah, now I won't lose this stuff. So it's like, this is all the stuff I've worked on this week, and this makes sure that no matter what, I won't lose my stuff if I happen to like delete it or something. I can just pull it down from GitKraken or GitHub. And so now I'll show you guys what I actually have here. This is actually my GitHub, and so this is like where all my stuff is. So these are like the assets I use in this project, the particles, the packages, the settings, everything that's unique to my thing. And here's the code and stuff, so you guys can see that. I don't want to open it right now, of course. And so now I'll show you guys the project itself. So in the project itself, some of the things I've added is this finish line. So what I did for this is I added a box collider onto the main finishing line. And so what this does is this right here, it's going to mean that I have it as a trigger. So whenever you hit this, I'm going to have the finish line code activate. And this finishing line code is essentially going to say if other tag equals player. So this player is Josh. So I have Josh tagged as player. And so if it is equal true, invoke reload scene and then make a delay. And so the reload scene, this is a variable that I'm calling down here, and this is just telling the scene to reload to the first scene, which, if you check out my scenes, I only have one, so it's just reloading me back to the start of level 1, right? And now, and then besides that, another thing I added is the ground. So with the level spirit shape, I put in, where is it? Sorry. It should be here, crash detector. So this is actually on my player, I forgot. So I'm basically saying you're responsible for crashing. So let's say you crash. Void on trigger collider. So let's say if I collide with a 2D object, if other tag equals ground, so this actually is ground. So this is basically saying if I collide with the ground, like if I collide with this pole, I don't want to have to, like, let's say I collide with a tree that I put in later that's in my sprites. I don't want to like restart. No. But if I hit the ground, this specific tag, I want to restart the game, because I lost. So then invoke reload scene. It's the same thing as before. Reload the scene at the beginning. And now I also added this player control system. So right here, this is where the main stuff is. So this right here. So for so every frame, void update. This is once per frame. I'm gonna say get this key, so I'm always gonna be able to go left with the left key and right with the right key, and then it's putting in the torque amount. So this negative torque amount means that I'm going the opposite way that the torque would normally apply, which is like clockwise. And so up here, the reason why I'm able to just say torque amount instead of like 1F or some float variable is because I'm actually creating a variable earlier that already has this certain amount of like. I'm already assigning a certain amount to that variable, so I can just call it right down, and it's much more efficient than just putting like some random float number in there, right? And so now with this rigid body RB2D, so I'm basically saying with the rigid body, they were getting the component for the rigid body, which allows us to like access it in the text, which is I'll show you that. So Josh, you go here, you can see like that rigid body and stuff, but more importantly, you can see the load delay, which is something I explained to you guys earlier, and the torque amount, so you can like change that. So I'll show you guys how this game works. So look at this bottom screen. So let's say I'm going like this. See, I'm actually moving like this right here, and that's because of the torque amount. And so let's say I pass here. Sorry for the particle effects. Boop, that was the delay. And then if I hit my head, boop, that was the delay. Boop. So now it's like giving the player a bit of time to like understand, oh crap, I messed up. So even if I do this and I right myself, I'm still gonna like lose. So it's like boop, oh dang it. Like that's like the example. And so the particle effects that I showed you guys right there, that's actually another neat thing that I learned. So in the finishing poll, sorry, or no. So there's two ways that you can do this actually. So I did this the way of I went into here, I said create 2D object, and I said, where is it? Sprites, and I did, where is it? Sorry. Oh, here, effects particle system, right? But there's another way to do it. So if I go in here and I say particle system, so I can actually put this on there and then it will release particles itself. Or what I can do is I can make a finishing effect and then I can add it to the I can parent it in the hierarchy underneath the finishing pole, which makes it so it will move with the pull, right? So basically what we have here now is these particles are gonna, I haven't gotten to this point because I've actually stopped at this point. Next week I'll be able to get to this, but what the goal is if you complete this, this map essentially, then at that point then it would say, oh, release these particle effects, like, woo, you did it, so it's like a little, like in Mario, how you'd have like fireworks burst out when you win or something like that. So that's the idea of that. So it's like a celebration showing the player that they won, right? And so you see those right there. So let's say, because I don't really want you guys to, just for a second, I don't want you guys to see these particles, so I can like just show you the game more, and I'll like explain, and I'll like go over the entire thing real quick. So turn off the emission. Okay, so I'll turn it back on when I'm done. So the whole point of this game is that you're able to flip with the torque. So this right here is the negative torque, and that's me going left. I mean with the left key, and the right key's adding positive torque, like clockwise, right? And now if I hit the finishing pole, like I explained in the finishing line code over here, then I am ending it. And let's say I hit my head, that's for the crash detector. And then the torque is in the player control, right? So those are the things that I learned over this week. And so some of the things in the future that I know we're going to implement is, as I said, the particle effects, so you guys can wait for that. I will also, and another thing that, something very important that I learned this week that I just want to tell all of you guys, everyone that wants to make a game or something, it's extremely important to put like a repository for all your information, because I lost like a day's worth of stuff because I didn't save anything. And then when I came in the next day, I'll show you. So I accidentally created a new scene, and it was like level 1, but it didn't have the space in between. And so it copied all the stuff there, and it like deleted itself. I don't even know why, but I lost all my stuff. I mean, not all my stuff, but I lost all the stuff I did for that day. And then I had to completely restart for that day, and it was like a big, oh, man, that sucks, because you lose all this progress, So I would just recommend that everyone gets a repository, get GitHub, get Kraken, very good choices, and those are some of the things I worked on over this week. Thank you guys for watching my video. Stay tuned in for next week. I'll be posting another one that week, and for the foreseeable future, I'll be posting these. So have a good day. See y'all later.